name is Maria, and in this piano lesson we are gonna play Mary Had a Little Lamb and learn to play it with chords. You already learned to play the melody line of Mary Had a Little Lamb. Like this. And so, today we're gonna put chords into it and it will sound even nicer. The chords will be played by your left hand. And Mary Had a Little Lamb has only 2 chords. It's very simple. The first chord is the chord of C major. It will have C, E, and G. And the second chord we will use is the chord of G. G on the bottom, and then B and E. Try those 2 chords now so you can play them with your left hand. Like that. Your hand needs to move. That's the difficult part when you will play together. But if you are a little person, if you're a child, then don't play the full chord, all 3 notes, but only play 2 notes of the chord, the C and the E. Like this. You can use the finger number 2 and 4. And then in the other chord, chord of G, just play G and B. Like that. Or you can choose some other fingers. You can choose thumb and your 3rd finger, like this. On the board, I wrote where the chords go in the song. In the beginning, Mary had a little lamb. There's a chord of C. Mary had a little lamb. Chord of C. Then for this part, there's chord of G. Little lamb. Your right hand is repeating D at that point. Then back to the chord of C. Little lamb. And even though this is just a 1 letter C, it means the chord of C. Then the second half, Mary had a little lamb. It's chord of C for all of that. For fleece, you change to G, chord of G. Fleece was white as, and then for the last word, snow, you change to chord of C. Snow. Okay, let me play it now. Let me play you Mary Had a Little Lamb with chords. We start with the chord of C, and right hand here, put your thumb on C, but it starts here at the note of E, with the finger number 3, middle finger. I repeated the chord. Did you hear that? Then when I come here, I repeat the chord. Same chord of C in the left hand. Now comes the difficult part because you have to move your left hand to play the chord of G. And right hand will be playing the D. Then another difficult part, left hand has to move back to the chord of C. Right hand plays. Okay, go try that first, okay? I'll play it again. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb. Then the last half of the song. Start with the chord of C. Mary had a little lamb, it's. For the fleece, you change to G. Left hand changes to chord of G. Fleece was white as. Then for the last note, your left hand moves back to chord of C. Snow. There it is. Now you can play Mary Had a Little Lamb with chords. Impress your friends. Let's play the whole song. Move left hand. Move left hand. Move left hand. Move left hand. The difficult part is in moving the left hand. And to practice that, play slowly. You're coming up to the part where the left hand will change. Just to move left hand first, then play. Then move left hand, play. And so on. Practice it in that manner and you will get there. And if you're a child, just play the 2 like this. until it sounds almost the same. Have fun playing! My name is Maria. In this video I want to show you how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, the melody. Twinkle Twinkle is a very easy song to play because it repeats these notes. It always plays two of the same, and a lot of the melody goes by steps. To start with, place your hand here so that your thumb is on the middle C. And you are not gonna put your hand in this C position where your pinky would be on G. Instead, put finger number 4 ready to play G. Like that. So that your pinky will be able to play A, because that's the highest note in this song. Okay, and let's get started. It starts like this. Twinkle, twinkle. See, it first takes a big jump from C to G. You play both C and G twice. And then you go immediately to A and play that twice too. Then come back to G. Like this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Like that. Then the next part, you will go down in steps from F all the way to C. And everything is played twice. 2 Fs, 2 Es, 2 Ds, 2 Cs. Oh, I wonder what you are. I'm sorry, not 2 Cs, just 1 C in the end. Let's put those two together. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Oh, I wonder what you are. There's one little point we need to notice, and that is that because I initially play with these fingers, twinkle, twinkle, little star, I end here on G with my finger number 4. And next I have to play all these 4 notes down to C, so it's good if you jump with your 4 to F before you start playing the How I Wonder What You Are part. How I wonder what you are. Next comes Up Above the World So High. That also goes in steps. It is very easy. And the notes are repeated, so you play them twice, starting at G. Now this time you can put your pinky on G or finger number 4. It won't actually matter. Let's say it's finger number 4 on G, and we go like this. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. You notice there's 2 Gs, 2 Fs, 2 Es, and then long D. Okay? And then the end is like the beginning. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Oh, I wonder what you are. Study Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with chords, what we can do with the left hand. I assume you have already learned to play the melody with your right hand. And this song uses 3 different chords. One of them would be the chord of C major. Then another one is F major. And the last one is G major, or G7, but for simplicity's sake, I will just teach you to use the chord of G major. Okay? And the chords are easy in themselves, but the difficulty is that you would need to move your hand a lot because it changes the chord quickly and often. I hope you have your sheet music in front of you so you know where the chords actually go. It starts like this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. So you could see how much my left hand was moving around here, especially the How I Wonder What You Are part. And that's why I want to show you a little bit different way of playing the chords that will be easier for beginners. Your hand doesn't need to move so much. And in that, we will not play all notes of the chords. We will play chord of C here in the beginning, but when it is time to play the chord of F, we will just play F and A here, and it is near. You play the chord of C here, and then just finger number 2 on F and thumb on A. Like that. Let me show you with both hands. Twinkle, twinkle, and now we change. Little, little star, and back to C. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Okay, and then we come How I Wonder What You Are, and it changes between the chord of G and chord of C several times in that passage. And again, we can just play the 2 notes of the chord. Here, you play G and B with finger number 2 and 1. And that way, when you go to play chord of C, it is very near, like here. You can even play just the 2 bottom notes of the chord of C, C and E, with finger number 5 and 3. And then you reach out with your 2 and 1 to play these. And that is not a big movement, it is much easier. So we will play How I Wonder What You Are. How I wonder what you are. See it again. See how my left hand switches between this and this. Right hand goes down by steps. How I wonder what you are. Next part, Up Above the World So High, uses 3 chords. There's C, which you can play just the 2 of these. Then there's F, which you could play the 2 notes. Then then C back to C, then to G. Let me show you that again. There's chord of C, then would be F, and C, and G. And your hand does not need to move very much when you just play the 2 notes for each chord. Practice this with your left hand first. Now we are ready to do it with the right hand. Right hand plays by steps from G down to D. Like this. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. And then comes the end, which is the same as the beginning. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. If you want to, you can then try also the full chords. If you're ready to practice moving your hand a lot, like this. Or maybe for some parts you can try that. For example, in the beginning, if you want to play the beginning so that you play C, chord of C, then chord of F fully from here. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, like that. Then we would move with the chord of G. And there's many possible variations of this where you just play part of the chords, not the full chords. For example, you could play chord of G fully, and then when it comes time to play the chord of C, just play these 2 here. Okay, so you can experiment with that on your own. And soon enough you will be playing like a pro. Happy playing! Teach you about the notes for the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And let me sing it to you first. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Then it repeats this first part, as most of you know, familiar with the song. Now, when playing piano, I could teach you this song just using the piano, and so you would play it by ear. But it is always helpful to learn the notes too, so you can then learn pieces on your own without having somebody to show you how to play them. So let's start learning about notes. Now, the notes live on these 5 lines called the staff. And notes can be written either on a line, like here, or in between 2 lines, like this one. And if the notes are the neighboring notes, they go down here like these ones. They are neighboring notes. This one is on a line, this one is on the next space, this one is on the next line down, this one would be in a space if I continued, and if I drew one more line here, then this one would be in a space between those two lines. So this is a space note, we say. And these notes go down by steps in this part of the song. And let me tell you about this squiggly symbol here. It's called the clef. It's like a key to open the notes and where they are exactly at on the staff. This particular clef is the G clef because it tells us where the G note is. And I tried to mark it in purple. The G clef itself is in purple and the G notes here are in purple. I don't know if you can see the color. The line, this line here, the second line from the bottom is the line where G lives. Okay, I can trace it here a little bit. This line here is the line where G lives. Look, these two notes are G's. And here's one more. And then over here, one more. Or two more, I should say. And here too. G can be for you like a landmark note. It lives on the second line from the bottom. And then when you know where G is, then you can figure out many other notes from it. Another easy note is the note C, because here it has a little line going through it called a ledger line. It's like a helping line. If this staff of 5 lines was continued with 6th and 7th or more lines here, then C would live on a line. But we just mark C living on a line by putting a little teeny helping line or ledger line through it. So C's are always easy to recognize on this treble staff. C's, here's 2 C's here, and the whole passage here ends in a C. And another thing I want you to notice about this song is that it repeats notes a lot. You have 2 C's and then 2 G's. And then these 2 notes, there's 2 of the same again. It is only 1 step up from G, this note. G is here, and then in the very next space up is the next note, so it is A. After G comes A. Then come back to G. Then here's 2 of the same, 2 of the same, 2 of the same, and C. So this note is just 1 step down from G, because here's G on a line, and this is in a space just below it, so it is F, and then here is E, 2 E's, 2 D's, and a C. And here we start out with a landmark note G. Up above the world so high. Then it repeats like a diamond in the sky. It repeats the same pattern of 2 G's, 2 F's, 2 E's, and a D, going down in steps. On a piano, these are neighboring keys. Let me write G, G, F, F, E, E, and D. And then here it is repeated. Okay, and then in the beginning we had C, C, and G, G. This is a big jump here. And after that there are no big jumps. It goes in steps up or down. There. Got it? Now you're ready to try it on the piano.
My name is Maria. In this video I want to show you how to play Old MacDonald Had a Farm on the piano. And first we will study the melody line. Now, on the piano, your hand will be going like this, because the highest note you will be playing is this, A, and the lowest note you will be playing is C, middle C here. So, we will put your hand so that finger number 3, the middle finger, is on F. And that way you can easily reach A and G and F and play the C with your thumb and D with your second finger. It starts with the note F. And please have your sheet music in front of you so you can follow it. Even though I will be showing you all the notes, it's still hard to remember exactly how many times to play this note or that note, but when you have the sheet music, it helps you see that and remember it exactly. And I also assume you probably know the song itself, so it will be easy to play. We start with F, Old MacDonald, like that. 3 F's and then a C. Old MacDonald, and then comes 2 D's. Had a farm and back to C. Let's try that again. Old MacDonald had a farm. Then the E-I-E-I-O starts here at A and goes down in steps. G and then F. F. You repeat them twice, like E-I-E-I-O. Again, 2 A's. E-I and then 2 G's. E-I and then 1 long F. O. Now the next sentence, and on that farm he had some cows, repeats everything except for the word and, which you start here. And after this and, the C, you repeat everything, you start here with the F, so 3 F's. And on that farm he, then comes 2 D's and a C. Had some cows, then the E-I-E-I-O, 2 A's, 2 G's and an F. E-I-E-I-O. That was the beginning. Now we come to the moo part, okay? And it uses only 2 notes, the C and mostly the F. It starts here at the C first, with a, it just has those with a moo here. Then we go back to the C just for 2 short notes, and then back to F. Moo there. Let me do that again. With a moo here and a moo there. And then the next part only repeats the F many times. If you know the words, it will be easy for you, but you can follow in the sheet music too. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo. I'll try that again. Here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo. And then immediately after that, you go to the beginning, as in the beginning. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And that's it for the melody. Now go try it on your own and practice.